All right, folks, the debate ends today. Heat pumps or gas furnaces? Which is better for Montana? All right, boys, round one. It's time to make your case. Who's first? And first round goes to Garrett.
As it should, because heat pumps are better. And I'm going to point out a few reasons why. And when I do, you will not be able to argue back against them.
Watch me.
So, my turn to talk. My time.
All right.
It's my time. All right, a few points about the heat pump that I'd like to share with everybody so they know that heat pumps are better than furnaces.
They're not.
They're electric only. You don't need any gas. You don't need any fossil fuels of dead dinosaurs, as my cohort's going to promote. So if you live in an area where there's no gas, you get electricity to it, you can still use a heat pump. Heat pumps are 100% efficient. All the electricity that it uses to operate the heat pump, it utilizes to heat the home. It's also a good one. And seriously, look at this beauty. It looks so much nicer in a furnace.
That's cute. However, keep in mind, we live in Montana, and we all know how Montana weather can get. It gets cold here. What you need in your home to stay warm is something tried and true for decades. And what that is gas heat. Those old dinosaurs aren't useless for anything. They keep our homes warm now. That's just a beautiful thing, I think.
What happens with your guys' equipment when it's 20 below? Garrett gets it again.
As I continue winning the buzzer rounds, it proves the point of the heat pump. They are much more efficient. And I'll give a couple examples as to why. Yes, it gets very cold in Montana. There's a myth that heat pumps don't work when it's 20 below. And that is, no, let me correct myself. That used to be true.
I thought no one knew how they work.
Well, even with the magicians, you know a little bit of the magic trick.
Oh, okay.
I know a little of the magic trick. I'm not going to reveal the whole magic trick. So even when it's cold outside, with modern technology, the new systems, they have inverters, the motors modulate up and down very efficiently. And a fun fact, you can extract heat out of cold air all the way down to absolute zero. That's impressive. Now, if it's absolute zero, we're probably all dead, let's be honest. But when it's 20 below, your heat pump can still extract some heat out of the air. As it gets colder, yeah, it might not be as effective. And then that's why we have an air handler with some backup heat strips just for those cold days. But when it's mild out, you can't beat it. Furnace can't beat it. It's the most efficient system you could have.
Now, question for you.
Yeah.
If it's extracting the heat out of the air, wouldn't that be cooling?
No, it extracts it out of the air and then rejects it into the living space. Now you're trying to confuse my words.
I don't think I am. I think you're just confused.
No, you're cheating.
Cheating.
You're not confident.
I am nothing but confident.
I will get into the magic of the heat pump here in a little while.
Let's talk furnaces. It doesn't matter if it's 0, -20, -40. You know what always works, whether it's the swing season or whether it is the downright coldest day we've had in history, is gas heat. There's just nothing complicated about having some natural gas, a little spark, and then boom, you got heat. Furnaces, they've been around for a while. I've already said that. But what that means is that they are simple, they are reliable. And you don't need anything super complicated like some inverters to just heat your home. Just stick with simple and you will stay warm.
All right, now what about utilities?
I will give heat pumps one thing. They are 100% efficient. However,
I love this. You have finally came to argue my side. You agree?
No, because that comes with a little, little asterisk next to it.
Does it?
So let's, I'll let him argue that point. However,
feel free.
Furnaces
make my job easy.
Furnaces come in multiple different types of efficiencies. All of them are going to get your job done. You got the 80% furnace, you got the 90%, all the way up to 97% efficiency. And all that means is that for every $1 you put into your gas bill, You knock off 20, you knock off 10, you knock off 3 cents of that as kind of just going up in flames. So even though a furnace may not be 100% efficient, that by no means means that you are burning through your money. You just got to ask yourself, is 3 cents per dollar worth reliable heat? Okay, yeah, talk about that 100% efficiency, why don't you?
Oh, I will. Now, yes, let's talk about 100% efficiency because that sounds way better than 80, 90, 97 because it's 100. Everybody knows it's 100. If somebody gave you $97, the first thought in your head is, why didn't they give you $100? We all know this. Nobody can deny this. You're thinking, why'd they pick 97?
You know where that extra $3 is going? Straight to your electrical bill.
Ouch. Be hating on electricity?
All day, every day.
So electricity is 100% efficient. That's why he hates it so much because gas, fossil fuels, dead dinosaurs, they are not.
You know what costs more? Electricity.
You're not wrong. There are some areas electrical rates are higher than gas rates. We are one of them. But if you're using 100% of your efficiency and your system doesn't have to operate as much, it may offset your electrical bill. The other thing, the electric companies like heat pumps. They don't like furnaces. So you can get some rebates.
However, your heat pump is going to be running a lot more during the winter than your furnace will. Just keep that in mind.
No, that's speculation. Strike that from the record. Thank
Speculation.
you. Now, the biggest difference between a heat pump and a furnace, you have to take your little dinosaurs out of the ground and the oil and refine it, ship it, and burn it. You're creating heat. We're just moving heat.
Remind me.
We're moving it from outside to inside.
Remind me, how do you make refrigerant?
That's magic as well.
Oh, okay.
So we can't reveal the magician's secrets at this time. Nobody knows how refrigerant's made either.
Gas furnaces don't need magic. They just work.
And if you would like to learn more about the refrigerants we have discussed, please watch our video on refrigerants.
All right, guys, for round 4, let's talk installation.
Yes, let's. Okay, installation of heat pumps, very, very similar to the installation of a furnace inside the house. You have an air handler, you have ductwork to distribute the heat. Big difference is you don't need a gas line. So if you are in a remote area and you don't have access to gas, a furnace is not going to be that reliable. It sure is not going to be efficient, and it's going to be pretty cold. So you would choose the heat pump.
You know what's beautiful? Oh, sorry, but you don't.
No, you're good. Go right ahead. I will come back to this point because you can't rebuttal mine.
Let's go back to the remote location conversation there.
Yes, let's.
You know what's a distant? No. You know what my favorite close cousin of natural gas is? Propane. And you know what's been around, tried, true? You know what any furnace can work with? Propane.
You know what doesn't work? An empty propane tank. Because a very common theme is if you forget to refill it and it runs out of gas, you have no heat. You know what is reliable? Electricity coming from the electrical company. It always seems to be there. It's just waiting for you to be used. It's in all your outlets. It's your friend.
Now, what do you think Hank Hill uses?
Propane and propane accessories.
Sounds like a pretty smart man to me.
Sounds like additional safety concerns to me. Propane is flammable. Gas is flammable.
So is refrigerant.
So, yes, what about refrigerant?
Well, some would say it's flammable.
Some of the new stuff technically is flammable.
Well, tell me about those sensors they need.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Now, yes, the fact that they are flammable, they're not nearly as flammable as gas. And they came with what is called an A2L kit, which is a safety feature installed with the heat pump and air handler to ensure if there was ever, in the rare case of a refrigerant leak, that everything is shut down and your family is safe and sound. You know what does not have an A2L or a sensor kit is your propane furnace. So as there's a propane leak, your house fills up with gas, and then you go to turn on your light switch in the bathroom to brush your teeth, and
Now, if that were to happen, it wouldn't be from the furnace. Now, most people who would get use out of a new furnace already have an existing furnace. You don't got to worry about new gas lines or anything like that. It's already there. If you want the simplest replacement option, a new furnace is going to be your best bet.
as painful as this is to admit, you do make a good point. There is a lot of furnace installations out in the community. But some people, they want the newer technology. They want to be more efficient. They want to have a lower carbon footprint. They want to be more green. You can't get there through fossil fuels. You got to get there through magic, heat pumps.
Fair enough.
All right, guys, it's time for the final question. If you were building a house in Montana tomorrow, which would you install?
Both?
Yeah, both. Both is good.
Both? What do you mean?
Well, one of the nicest things about heat pumps is the fact that they can give you some cooling capability during the summer seasons. Along with, it has more than adequate heating during your swing seasons.
That being said, that is part of the magic of the heat pumps. They're also an air conditioner. And when you couple it with a furnace, now your furnace becomes your backup source of heat. And as Dillon said earlier, furnaces are tried and true and very reliable.
So there you have it. It's not really either. It all depends on your home, your budget, and your priorities.
Yeah,
HVAC!